the abortion drug was not safe and it wasn't easy like they told me it was going to be. They said it was going to be like a double period, and that just wasn't true. I'm here because in 2010, I was prescribed the abortion drugs, and I was not prepared for how severe and devastating those drugs were going to be. And I found myself on the bathroom floor, covered in a pool of blood, wondering if I was going to survive the procedure completely alone, until I reached down and lifted out of my body the perfectly formed transparent sac with a recognizable baby inside. And it was so incredibly traumatic. I suffered horrific side effects, not only physical in the moment of the procedure, but to this day I still suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, and it's something that has followed me since that day.
Wow. Now, when you were prescribed these abortion drugs, can you tell us about that experience? How easy was it to get them, and how quick was the process?
Well, it was easy to get them, but I did not receive adequate care. I wasn't given informed consent. I was not given adequate follow-up care. They tried to conceal the ultrasound from me until I asked specifically if I could see that. There was a lot of coercion and manipulation involved in receiving this drug. But the most important thing is that the abortion drug was not safe, and it wasn't easy like they told me it was going to be. They said it was going to be like a double period, and that just wasn't true. It wasn't true at all. It was very severe and traumatic and very powerful.
So how far along were you?
I was between 6 and 7 weeks pregnant.
And they told you that this would be very simple. It would be like 2 double periods at the same time?
Yeah, they told me it was going to be like a double period. I might feel some cramping, see a little bit of clotting. No one told me that I would hold my child in my hands and would need to decide what to do with that body. I ultimately flushed him down the toilet into the septic tank.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what that moment was like when you reached down and held the amniotic sac and realized that you were holding your child?
No one prepared me that this was even a reality or a possibility. So when I held my child, I realized what I had done. And in that moment, the trauma was so severe that now, 14 years later, I relive that moment. I relive the moment of holding that baby covered in blood, terrified, wondering if I'm going to survive, hoping and wishing that I would be able to get out of that situation. Nobody's there to help me. I was completely alone. No American woman, no woman on the planet deserves to do that or to go through that alone. It's despicable.
And that was 14 years ago. Do you think that 14 years ago, when restrictions were a little tighter on how you could gain access to these drugs, now in 2024, do you think women are going through the same ease of access that you were?
Well, you're right. There were restrictions in place when I received my abortion, and even still, I did not receive the care that I was legally entitled to, such as follow-up care or a follow-up doctor's visit or a follow-up ultrasound. So imagine now, with no restrictions in place, what is a woman going to experience without any of that care? I cannot imagine how terrifying that must be for women, and how many women are finding themselves in that same place, on the bathroom floor, covered in blood, wondering if they're going to die.
Now, can you share with us, Elizabeth, have you had any mental or physical side effects of that chemical abortion 14 years ago?
Unfortunately, yes. I suffered from an eating disorder. I do have post-traumatic stress disorder, depression. The side effects are very, very deep and far-reaching, and it's something that I had to find professional counseling to help me get through, and I'm still dealing with it. So this isn't something that's safe like a Tylenol. This is something that will follow women for the rest of their lives.
Now, what do pro-abortion advocates say to you when you share your story?
I've heard lots of things, right? But the main point is that no matter what they say and no matter what their reaction is the truth, and this drug was devastating, and it nearly killed me, and it hurt me. So whatever their reaction, I'm here to tell the truth.
All right, and then why are you here today at the United States Supreme Court?
I'm here today at the U.S. Supreme Court because I want the FDA to do its job. I want them to keep women safe. That's what they're here for, and they're being negligent, and they need to be held accountable for what they did to me and what they do to women everywhere.
Appropriations bill, they just passed that.